Hello, my name is John Baldwin. I am the second chance man. Who can use a second chance in life? Fantastic. Look, I'm excited for you at this time for sitting here watching this video because of the message that I've got to give you. What is the message that I've got to give you? Mediocrity stinks. That's it. That's the message. How do we get out of mediocrity? Are you satisfied with where you're at? Could you use more? Do you need more? Do you know how to get more? That's why I'm excited right now. Because the message that I've got to give you at this moment is to show you how to get more. Now, is everybody going to do it? No. I'll tell you right now. 20% of you, only 20% of you are going to do what it takes to get more. How do I know this? Why do I know this? Because there are two classes of people in our nation. 3%ers, 97%ers. The 20% that's going to do something extra to get more, that's the 3%ers. 97%ers are the ones who say, I'm okay. Because they don't want to do something different. The 97%ers are willing to accept where they're at. Because I'm okay. It's alright. It's alright to get up in the morning, beat the traffic, get to a job, do what you have to do at the job, beat the traffic, and get home, and then do the same thing over and over again. Well, my friend, for me it wasn't okay. I had to do a little bit extra. I had to do something different. And what this is my message. What I had to do to get something different, to do something different. It was make a decision. I had to make a decision. You have to make a decision. I'm sure you've heard this phrase before. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to keep getting what you got. And if you're not satisfied with what you've got to do something different. And that's what a 3%er does. They do something different. Well, what's the different that you have to do? The first thing is make a decision, as I've mentioned. The next thing you have to do is you have to plan your trip. You have to plan your journey. My friend, when you take a trip, what's the first thing that we do? The very first thing that we do is we map a course. We set a destination. I live in Florida. I want to go to New York. Okay, there's the decision. I made a decision and I've got a destination. What's the difference with our life? We make a decision, we get a destination. I'm making $40,000 a year. I want to make $60,000 a year. Okay, Florida to New York. $40,000 to $60,000. It's a decision away. And the next thing you have to do, that's the third step. Make a decision, get a destination. 3, you have to plan the journey. You have to plan the trip. In order to get to New York, I got to go from Florida. I got to go to Georgia. I go to North Carolina, South Carolina, blah, blah, on up the coastline. I plan out my days. I plan out my gas. I plan out my food. I plan out how much it's going to cost. That's what it takes to get from Florida to New York. Okay, how do I get from $40,000 to $60,000? It's no different. We plan out a journey. We make a decision, we get a destination, and we make a map. We plan out a journey. And how do we plan out our journey? We follow someone who's been there. And that's easy going from Florida to New York because there's maps. And that's the way we follow someone who's been there. How do we follow someone who's been there in life? We have 3%ers all over the place. We have Rockefellers. We've got the Rockefellers. We've got the Vanderbilts. We've got the Donald Trumps. Okay? It's not hard to find them. The Kiri Kiyosaki's. The books are all out there. Magic of Thinking Big, Power of Positive Thinking, Think and Grow Rich. The Ultimate Gift. Look, there's all kinds of information out there. But the first thing you have to do is make a decision. Then you get a destination. Then you map out the journey. Okay? Those are the steps. And there's no other way to do it. And when you start mapping out the journey, one of the decisions that you have to make is that you're going to apply what you learn. Because it's going to be uncomfortable. Remember what I said about a 3%er and a 97%er. The 97%er is okay with what comes around. Well, I'll just wait on my fortune. Whatever God says, okay, look, I believe in God. What guides me and leads me throughout my days is the Lord Jesus Christ. But ladies and gentlemen, even coming to the Lord Jesus Christ comes with a decision that you have to make. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. If you want something different, you got to do something different. You got to make a decision. You can't just sit back and wait on something to happen. It's not going to work that way. You want something different, you've got to do something different. That's important enough to say again. You want something different, you've got to do something different. You have to make a decision. Are you ready to make a decision? Are you ready to make a decision? Right now, who is ready to make a decision? Are you ready to make a decision? Make a decision today. 3%, 97%. Where are you at right now? When I first started on this journey, ladies and gentlemen, when I first started on this journey, I was a 97%er. I was okay with where I was at. But then I started thinking about my life. I started thinking about what I had and what I wanted. It was not okay anymore that I didn't have what I needed when I needed it. It was not okay anymore that if I was to die at that moment, my children had nothing because I couldn't afford insurance. I couldn't afford a home. I was renting a home. I didn't have nothing to leave my children. I couldn't even leave them a bad idea because I had nothing. Is that where you're at right now? I made a decision. Then I found a destination. And I mapped out my journey. And it continues on today. Because the journey is moving forward. Life moves on. If you think you're standing still, think again, my friend, because if you're standing still, life is still going. And by the definition alone of what I just said, life keeps moving. You are moving backwards by standing still. You're moving backwards. Life is passing you by. If you're not moving with it, you're moving backwards. 3%, 97%. Where do you stand? Where do you want to stand? Like I said, not everybody's going to make this decision because it's something that not everybody is going to do. I want to see you at the top. I want to be with you on the beaches. I want to be with you when you pass on. I want to be with your children when they receive your inheritance. You want to leave a legacy? I want to leave a legacy for my kids. Do you? Because of this industry, because of making a decision, my mother now calls me her mentor. Are you ready for something like that? Do you want to make a difference? In order to make a difference, you've got to make a decision. That's the steps. Make a decision. That's how you get out of mediocrity. That's how you make a difference. That's how you make a change. You want something different, you got to do something different. Make a decision, get a destination, map out a course. My name is John Baldwin. I am the Second Chance Man. You deserve a second chance.